8-4 this Wednesday, and we're at the 18th of May, 2022, about 8:35 a.m. Central Time. Well, I woke up this morning, saw the Target earnings, my jaw dropped, and then I watched the stock drop, and it was down very quickly, 22% or so, extending at times, 24 or so. You can see how it's impacting the market. Let's explain why. You saw Walmart get smashed over the past 2 days. Now you're seeing Target. Now these are not high price items. These are lower priced items, and the consumer is balking at even buying those. That's telling you what inflation is doing. They're going back to the necessities. You saw yesterday the Home Depot numbers go up. People have turned around. This is just like the COVID situation. Hey, I don't have the money. I'll make my house nicer. I really can't afford to go out for the services, the restaurants and all. The prices are getting too high. I went out for a steak last night in Chicago, one of my favorite steak places. It'll go unnamed. And I was looking to see what a steak was. They sell it a la carte, $79 for a New York strip. Come on. By the time you'd have your steak, potato, and salad, you'd be over $100 for that. You haven't touched the drink yet. I don't think the average person can do that. And the restaurant, I don't want to give you an idea that it was doing okay. It was doing booming businesses. Tuesday night, you couldn't get a table at 9 o'clock at night when we were leaving. They were deep waiting to get in. And this is a local place right in the downtown Gold Coast area, well known. And I looked across the street at the other ones in that area, same thing. And I know their prices run higher than the one I was in. So I'm looking at it going, whoa, I don't know. But obviously not everybody goes out for a $100 steak. I'm bringing it up because, by the way, I didn't have it. I had chicken, $29, a full chicken. That's still expensive for a full chicken, but I wasn't spending that. My other buddies had planked whitefish. Okay, we can afford to have the steaks. So in looking at the dollar index, you can see it's getting a bounce. The metal's down a bit today. Now, I wouldn't get too concerned about the metals. They're going to do what I told you. You got to get to Shanghai actually opening. We've heard that they're going to. We've heard the plan they're doing, but they need to get their factories going. On that vein, before I get too far along here, if you take a look at all that's going on, you're going to see that Goldman Sachs, I want to go right here. Goldman has revamped its projections for Chinese growth. If you recall, China thought it would do 5.5% this year. Goldman is down to 4%, and that can fall further if there's further numbers in here. So nobody can figure out how China, other than playing with numbers, is going to get anywhere near their number that they want. When you look at the MBA mortgage recap numbers, just take a look at this. Down 11% in the index, down 11.9 in the purchase, down 9.5 in the refi. People are backing away. This is not a good thing. Housing starts. You'll say, well, they weren't so bad. They were looking for them down 2.5%, and I agree with that. The ones that are in the mix are being built. It is spring, summer coming. They'll sell those. It's the permits, the ones that they're getting permits for that aren't built yet. That bothers me. They were down bigger than the market thought. UK office said inflation there is at a 40-year high. It's at 9%. They think it's going to 10%. Japan's first quarter GDP, better than expectations. You know, they're doing just fine. They keep their currency low. They don't worry about their import prices. They're a big island, but they are going to have to deal with that. So you look to see how it's all going. Give you an example in the yen. You're up on that number 47 cents, all right? The pound down on these numbers, hard down. And most currencies slipping back. In the grain market, you're getting the typical volatility in the wheat we talked about. You're going to see Russia is saying that their crop size is exploding. Obviously, Ukraine can't get its crop, let alone its crop size, out of the country unless UN can broker some type of deal. Mariupol, we've now seen nearly 1,000 soldiers from Ukraine. This is not propaganda. Have given up. The battle's lost there. Don't die for the sake of just being a martyr. And that's the key. Now, how they get returned to the Ukraine, or if they do, prisoner exchange, probably what's going to happen, because I'm sure Ukraine is holding Russian soldiers. As you take a look at what's going on with the energy market, you try to rally. You've given up $2 off the gain so far, so that I think is going to be important too. And Bitcoin still flirting at the $30,000 range, but at least it's not in a state of collapse again right now, and I think that's going to be the important thing that the market looks at. Let's see if I can get to where I want to be. Here we are. Want to remind you, every morning at 5:30 or so, I record my morning futures video. You do know what I'm doing there, and if you don't, you should. I'm first bringing you up to date with all the facts of the day, what's going on in Asia, Europe, and the U.S. Then, instead of me writing a letter that says, I want you to buy this, I want you to sell this, and here's the detail, I can do so much more on 40 charts as I'm showing you the moving averages, the slow stochastic readings, window envelopes, the swing lines, why the trade is setting up, the risk associated with the trade, the potential of the trade. That is what you want to see each morning. And I do it in a way that you can get around this very easy. If you'll notice, it looks a lot different than the charts you see at the end of the day. The colors are different. There's more lines on it. I explain them each and every day. But the key is there's a slide bar on the bottom here. So let's assume you wanted to go right to the metal markets. Just slide to the metals. You want to go to the grains, go right there. I find ways to save you time. That is the key. So if you're interested in this, it's so simple to find out more. Just go to our website, and on the website, just click on what? All you're going to do is click on the research area, or you can take your cursor here, move it up right now to the top there, give a click to the icon you see. It'll take you right there and explain the whole thing. I think you get an awful lot of information, certainly a lot of trade ideas, and with my fingers crossed, hopefully good ones. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a great day. I'll see you at the end with the market wrap-ups.